Good morning. Welcome back to Gary's Movie Emporium. It's the last day of June, the Wednesday. Today's Dollar Tree video is going to be a box that I overlooked in the last wave. It's kind of sitting in the back corner. I thought it was just a box of whatever that I had already done in a past video. It's pretty much everything that was in the last wave and everything. That was the last time we did our waves here in the tree community. But this morning it's like 30 titles, and I'm probably not going to go into full detail just because of how many there are this morning. They're mostly DVD with a few Blu-ray in there, not many, maybe 2, 3. But let's get started. And this is what I had right here that I had forgotten all about. Got some stuff in the way this morning. Probably should have straightened this up before I started shooting the video. That should be okay. Alright, let's get started. Right off the top here was a movie starring Matthew Perry, Kevin Pollak, Lynn Collins, and Mary Steenburgen. It's called Numb. I guess it has the French version included as well, from what I'm seeing. It's from 2007. It says it's a Canadian release as well, more or less. It's also from Insight Film Studios. There's Numb. Next up, it's a movie called Kenny. It says Kenny is the funniest film I've seen in years, says Michael Moore. I like the little tagline with it. He's #1 with your #2. It's a Xenon Pictures as well. 16:9. PG-13. And I'm not really seeing a year on this one. I think it says 2008. Maybe I'm mistaken on that, but that's Kenny. And then in the extras it says extra crap. I didn't even notice that when I showed this in the past video. That's kind of neat because it's, basically him to do with sewage and whatnot. But it's a pretty little funny way of putting it there for the extras. Then I got a sci-fi film here. I believe this one is, I want to say this is CGI. This was a pretty fun little film. I seen this a while back. Clock's in at 93 minutes, and it's from Vertical Entertainment. It's from Beyond White Space. Kind of a little bit feels kind of like a Final Fantasy mixed with maybe Starship Troopers a little bit. That's the kind of the vibe you'll get out, and maybe a little bit like Don Bluth's Titan AE as well, kind of like in that vein of those 3 movies. But that's Beyond White Space. And then I got a movie starring Britt Marling, Haley Steinfeld, Mona Ataru, and Sam Worthington, The Keeping Room. That's from. This is another one from Draft House Films. Another one that was in this wave that was a Draft House Films was the movie. I want to say Cheap Thrills. That's another Draft House film that was in this wave. There's The Keeping Room. Doesn't really look like Sam Worthington all that much with the beard and all that. Looks like a pretty good one. Hopefully you get more from Draft House in these the upcoming waves. Just because I haven't seen many or any hardly at all. And then I got a 3 movie set here. They say 2 two bonus movies, but tack on a third here when it says two bonus movies, so it's really three movies. It's the Pimp set from Echo Bridge. Nearly 300 minutes on this one. It includes Riot and Executive Target with Keith David and Roy Scheider. That sounds really interesting. I'd like to see something with Roy Scheider. Michael Madsen's is in Executive Target as well. The main film, Pimped here, stars Ella Scott Lynch and Benedict Samuel. Really don't know much about that one. I really don't have a big synopsis on that one, but that's Pimped. Moving right along here. I know this one was very popular in the wave. Shudder exclusive. Boar. In the Outback, no one can hear you squeal. Bloody good time from start to finish. Nathan Jones is in this film as well, and so is Bill Moseley. It's pretty much all I know in this one, but it's very much in the vein of like Rawhead Rex, Razorback. I believe it might even be a remake of Razorback, I think. And I want to say it also had the killer that played in Wolf Creek. Played, I think his name was Mick, the character in that. The bad killer in that. I think he played in this as well. I just can't remember his name. I'm not sure if his name is John Jarrett or Hugh Sheridan or Roger Ward. I'm not sure which actor he played. You know what his name is. This movie is written and directed by Chris Son. That's Boar. Next up, Truth or Dare. Do the dare or the do the dare or the dare does you. It's a Cinedime title and Cinetel. Clocks in at 88 minutes on this one. This one is from 2017. It's saying on the back. It says it's not rated. This one was directed by Nick Simon. That's Truth or Dare. Next up, Terra Willy, Unexplored Planet. Now you already know off the bat, this is a Viva Kids, or Kids Viva, however you want to say it. It's rated PG. Sometimes these are hard to see how long they are. It says it's from 2019 and is an hour and a half. Trying to see who directed it. A little tough to see who did direct it, just because it's the fonts are like clashing with the back of the packaging here. But that's Terra Willy. Next up, Calico Cooper, Tate S. McCullough, Jim Van Dam. I don't believe that's any relation to Rob Van Dam, because I believe it's spelled a little different. 30 Proof Coil, Every Beast Wants a Biscuit. Kind of a different way of putting it. Directed. I can't see that. And written by Will Schmeck Pepper, or Peeper. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Basically about a young woman being kidnapped by a mysterious stranger chained in an eerie, dilapidated barn. Kind of sounds a little bit like Kissing the Girls, a little bit, maybe. But the metaphor being he's a monster, and he might not even be one. He might just mean, you know, maniacal, like that kind of monster. Depraved, if you will. That's 30 Proof Coil. That might be something I might want to watch. And then I got a Dragon Dynasty release here. Legend of the Black Scorpion. It's a 2-disc Ultimate Edition. You can tell it's kind of heavy. From 2006. Special features are pretty rampant on the second disc. First disc probably focusing on the movie itself. I guess it's saying this was nominated for 2007 Hong Kong Film Awards. Or if they're saying that about a different movie. So this is from the winning art director and composer of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. But this one was pretty rampant throughout the wave. But thought I'd show it anyway. And then I picked up a Scooby-Doo Shaggy Showdown original movie. This too was really all over the place in terms of different stores. It has a slew of episodes on this one. So I'm guessing it has a movie and some episodes. It too has a Curse of the Speed Demon trailer, Be Scooby-Doo Season 1 Part 1, and a Lego Scooby-Doo trailer, I guess, on this. Let's see. It's directed by Matt Peters. So Scooby-Doo Shaggy Showdown. Shaggy Showdown. Been really scorching in our area lately. It's wow. Almost wish it was fall already. Been ridiculously hot. Then I got a movie starring Tom Sizemore and Dominique Swain, Nazi Overlord. Experience the horror of war. Once again, Tom Sizemore is in a lot of these films that go direct to video these days. People like to say Nick Cage, Eric Roberts, and Danny Trejo are in these like direct to video yarns, if you will. But I dare say Tom Sizemore has got to be up there as well in terms of the cheese factor type movies that he picks. That's not a knock on him, you know, you got to get work, but I just like to make that observation on it because it's just like he's another one that gets in a lot of movies. It says too this is from the Asylum, so you'll know what to expect when you get in an Asylum movie. Bit of a spoof of other, not really like a straight up comedy spoof, but like a nod to it where it almost but rips it off, that kind of thing. So I'm sure this is probably going to rip off a lot of military and zombie movies combined. So that's kind of what to expect in this one. 96 minutes. Says it's directed by Rob Palatina. I know that name. I just don't remember where I've seen it before. Maybe he's directed some Wild Eyes or something, but I do recognize that name. That's Rob Palatina that directed that. And that's the movie Nazi Overlord. Then I got the Most Wanted Westerns, Jane Fonda and Lee Marvin, and Cat Ballou. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Kind of a funny cover there with the guy right here. It has a lot of special features for a DVD from Columbia Pictures. Clocks in at 96 minutes. Has a slew of subtitle tracks. anamorphic widescreen, and says the movie was out in 1965 and hit Columbia Pictures in 1993. I don't think this would have. I don't know. I'm thinking this is more like a 2010 release. Maybe it. I don't know. Maybe it actually hit some kind of form of, availability by 1993 for Columbia, and then actually hit, like I said, DVD 2010. Because this looks, even though it's like older style movie, it kind of looks like kind of recent too in terms of the way it is on DVD. It doesn't look like real throw. I mean, obviously the poster looks old, but to me it kind of looks like it's more modern than that. So I don't know if they give it like an upgrade with a poster maybe. And then I got Bakugan Battle Planet Origin of Species. Oh, this was in the wave quite a bit as well. Spin Master has, I think it says it has about 15 episodes on here. Well, that's what I don't know if you can call it 15 or 30 because they got like a hyphen between some of them. So I don't know if it's closer to 30 because I don't know how long these episodes are. They might be 15 minutes. They may be almost a half hour. Because it really doesn't say an awful lot about how long this is. Okay, it does say it's almost 300 minutes. So yeah, it's probably closer to 30 episodes because they're probably really short. Put all that on there. But that's Bakugan Battle Planet. See in 2019, so that sounds probably about right. Moving right along. Then I got Scooby-Doo and Batman, The Brave and the Bold, and Scooby-Doo meets Batman. Pretty cool double feature here. Batman 80 years for DC, it's saying on a little sticker on the front here. Scooby-Doo and Batman, The Brave and the Bold last 75 minutes, and Scooby-Doo meets Batman last 82 minutes. So it's kind of neat. They've had, the gang meet Batman a couple of times at least by through DC and Warner Brothers. It's pretty neat. Could have swore at one point on the Scooby-Doo series they met up with was it Space Ghost? I want to say that's who they've met. I'm not sure. I know there was a hero that had a robotic dog at some point, Wonder Mutt or so. I know I can't remember, but that's a two film collection. Maybe it was like the Falcon or something. I can't really remember. I do remember back in the day there being another hero that they met up with. Maybe some of you Scooby-Doo fans would know what I'm talking about. But I do remember that as a kind of a crossover, if you will. And then I got the Jamie Lee Curtis Prom Night. Includes 3 movies. Has Prom Night, Hello, Mary Lou Prom Night 2, Prom Night 4, Deliver Us from Evil. I know a lot of people prefer the second Prom Night over the first one. Yeah, I kind of get it to a point, but just like the first one to me just felt like, I think I preferred the first one because kind of felt like in the vein of Carrie, and I like the mystery of what happened to one of the siblings. I'm not going to go into detail in case you haven't watched it, but I kind of prefer the first one a little bit more over part 2, only because it had Leslie Nielsen in it. We had the slasher effect going on in that one, whereas opposed to part 2 was more about demonic possession, which was cool too. But I think I have to prefer the first one because it's more in the slasher vein and kind of has that sorority row mixed with Happy Birthday to Me a little bit. I don't know, it just has a combination of a lot of 80s slasher films, and not to mention it has a Scream Queen herself, Jamie Lee Curtis. And I don't know, I just like that one a little bit more, just just because of the slasher factor and all the actors that are in it. But Prom Night 2 is a really solid sequel. I remember Prom Night 3 not being all that good. That's not on this book. And I really don't remember much about Prom Night 4. But that's the... You would have thought they would have included 1, 2, and 3, but we get 1, 2, and 4. I don't know if there's a rights issue with Part 3. It was with a different distributor. But that's the Prom Night 3 movie set. And then I got this. Movie starring Chase Crawford, Eliza Dushku, P.J. Byrne, and Robert Patrick. Eloise, from the producer of The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Vertical Entertainment, rated R. 89 minutes on this one. It was directed by Robert Legato, and it's from 2016. Comes complete with a slipcover, which is pretty rare for me sometimes, especially with horror ones. But that's Eloise. I think I seen this back in the day. I remember thinking it was pretty alright. It wasn't like blow your socks off, but it was pretty good. I think Robert Patrick played some kind of like maniacal doctor that was doing experimentation in this asylum. I can't remember if he's actually in the movie or if we're seeing him via like a ghost and like he's kind of come to life in this. I can't really remember. Like come back from the dead or whatever to perform experimentation on the two actors and this little girl Eloise. I'm not sure if this is who he killed in it or whatever. And now our ghost roams the halls of this sanitarium or this mental institution or whatever it is. But it's pretty cool. Eloise. Then I got a Batman, Superman double feature here from DC Comics, Superheroes. It's got Justice League Attack of the Legion of Doom, Justice League versus Bizarro League. That is a really bonkers one, Bizarro League, because it's like their reverse opposites or like going haywire, like kind of like a crazy Batman and a crazy Superman versus the real deal. Kind of a zany Lego movie, a lot of laughs, kind of goofy at some point, just to see the two opposites pair off against each other. Just kind of well thought out idea, but just kind of like really bizarre at the same time. It really lives up to the name Bizarro League, so this is a really bizarre title. Bizarro League is really short too. It's like 44 minutes. And the main feature here, Attack of the Legion of Doom, clocks in at 77 minutes. Would have been nice if Bizarro League would have been a little longer. I would have liked to see. Maybe they thought with all the hijinks in it, it would have got a little bit more, redundant to have it be a full length one. Just because of like all the absurdity in it, maybe, I don't know. Or maybe they just didn't have a lot of an idea for a full feature. Seeing a lot of 2016 on this one. Yeah, I'm saying it's probably about 2016. That sounds about right. Watched a lot of these from 4 or 5 years ago. I actually have fun with these ones. I actually kind of prefer them over the standard DC animated ones. I don't know why. Then I got another DC Superhero Girls Legends of Atlantis original movie. And I think this one is more in the vein of traditional animation as opposed to the CGI with the Lego itself. Um, 75 minutes on this one. It's got such characters as Wonder Woman, Batgirl, Supergirl. Mentions Aquaman in here too. I don't know why. I don't know if he has a brief cameo, but I wouldn't have really stuck it on here with it being superhero girls. Yeah, it has a very limited amount of special features. Directed by Cecilia Aronovich Hamilton and Ian Hamilton. So I don't know if that's brother and sister or husband and wife, but there's a pairing of the Hamiltons here, and they directed this one. And then I got a Killer Elite 4-feature film starring Steven Seagal. It's got The Wannabe, which was very rampant in the wave. Yakuza Apocalypse, which was very rampant in the wave. And then it's got a Dominique Purcell movie, Elimination Game. And I don't think that was rampant, but it was in the Dollar Tree. So basically, you're combining what was in the Dollar Tree in the one compilated set here with Steven Seagal being the feature title. Called Asian Connection. The Beast is in the East. From Momentum Pictures. And each one of these titles are from a different company. You got MTG, I think it says. Orion did The Wannabe. Yakuza Apocalypse was done by Samuel Golden Mayer, I think that's what, or Samuel Golden Films. It used to be Samuel Golden Mayer. I don't know if it is anymore. An Elimination Game. It's saying that it's from Australia. That's the one with Dominique Purcell. So I don't know if Dominique Purcell is Australian born, because he's very much like the actor Dave Bautista. I could honestly see a lot of similarities between him and Dave Bautista. A little sweaty this morning, I'm sorry. It's Elimination Game. Our dew point and our humidity has been terrible this week. We've had a few days that have been near 90 all week. The dew point's like 70. It's almost like jungle weather. I am not kidding. We haven't had a decent amount of rain in over probably 3 weeks. But that's the 4-movie set. Kind of feel like we live out in a tropical forest, how it's been feeling lately. Because when we get bad humidity that would probably rival a lot of the weather down south. And next up, a movie starring Tom Hiddleston, Jeremy Irons, Sienna Miller, Luke Evans, and Elizabeth Moss. It's called High Rise, a film by Ben Wheatley, and they're calling it an apocalyptic rom. So I don't know if this is like an end of the world kind of thing. Just a second, guys. Rated R, Magnolia Home Entertainment, from 2015, approximately 2 hours. So it's kind of a long in the tooth one a little bit, with a few decent amount of special features. Says it was on Channel 4 television in 2015, so I don't know if this is an overseas title that went to video that same year as it was on TV. I have no idea, but it was directed by Ben Wheatley. As you can see, somebody falling from the large skyscraper right there. Pretty cool looking slipcover. Okay, I showed that one. That's a repeat. Shudder exclusive. Last one's out. Escape is the only cure. An RLJ Entertainment release. 78 minutes on this one, and it was written and directed by Howard James Fivey. A very limited amount of special features with one feature. It's not rated. Basically, I guess a new virus breaks out in this, and enough soldiers are brought in to contain this before it gets out of hand, before the entire population turned into bloodthirsty zombies. But it's pretty promising, being a Shudder exclusive especially. You're starting to see a lot of Shudder exclusives pop up in the waves. And then I showed that one. Set them two off to the side. Got about 5 or 6 more, and then we'll wrap up the video. And then I got a 4-movie true story of Puss in Boots, Donkey X, Kira the Brave, and Gnomes and Trolls. Phase 4 films. I really like Phase 4 films, especially for kids animation. They do a really good job for being an indie company. The only problem is I did not really care for Puss in Boots. That one starred William Shatner. His voiceover work and that was terrible. I've mentioned that in past videos, or in a past video. They all roughly clock in at about 80 minutes, except for, I want to say Donkey X, which is exactly an hour and a half. They all have 2.0 stereo, and they all have 16:9 widescreen presentation, with Puss in Boots and Gnomes and Trolls being anamorphic widescreen. So, pretty much no difference really. And then I picked up Dakota Goyo, Goran Visinovich, and Bridget Moynihan, The Journey Home, a frozen adventure that will melt your heart. Directed by Roger Spottiswoode. Arctic sequences are directed by Brando Quilici. RLJ Entertainment, rated PG, or it's rated PG. Widescreen presented, 98 minutes on this one. From 2014. Dakota Goyo played Real Steel. Bridget Moynihan, who plays in Blue Bloods, as the Reagan daughter in that. Goran Visinovich played in ER. You'll know him as Luca. Not sure if if there's any main actors else in this, but looks pretty promising. It looks like it's a Canadian release as well, with the Quebec writing on the back and then the Canadian banner. So I don't know if this was shot in and around Canada, or it is cheaper to shoot up there, so would not be very surprised. But that's The Journey Home. Kind of looks like a little bit like those movies in the vein of Homeward Bound and that kind of thing. That's what it kind of looks like to me. And then I got a special collector's edition, new 2-disc edition of this Andy Goldsworthy, Rivers and Tides, Working with Time docudrama release here. 2 hours 35 minutes on this one. Basically, it's the relationship between art and nature while painting a visually intoxicating portrait of artist Andy Goldsworthy's gorgeously shot and masterfully edited. The film follows Goldsworthy all over the world as he demonstrates his unique creative process, constructing painstakingly intricate masterpieces made entirely of materials found in Mother Nature. So, I guess he does have a companion book as well. It's saying it's a fully illustrated guide featuring stills of Andy Goldsworthy's creating his artwork and on-site documentary of the making of this extraordinary film. So somewhere in the contents, there's a companion book on this one as well. It's a 2-discer as well. 2 thumbs up from Ebert and Roper. New York Times says it's ravishingly beautiful. Getting a lot of praise. And that's Andy Goldsworthy's Rivers and Tides docudrama, if you will, release. I didn't mention it, I think I did, but I'd like to throw it back in there. And then I got a BBC, Hey Dougie, or Dougie, I'm not sure, I think it's Dougie. As seen on Nick Jr., The Rescue Badge, and Other Stories. 70 minutes on this one. It's got a slew of episodes. Common Sense says it's great for families. If you don't know what Common Sense is, it's kind of like a committee for kids programming that kind of give things either a recommendation or warn people or warn their, people with families with kids if something should be recommended or not, or if it's not highly endorsed. They'll obviously warn parents about the contented material in the show or movie, depending on what they're reviewing. But it's a pretty smart thing to keep and have for kids, families with kids, to just monitor what your kids are watching. 2014, although it does say 2018 BBC Worldwide Americas, so a little bit of discrepancy on what year it is at this point. But it does say it was BBC 1996, all rights reserved. So I don't know if that's when the character came out, was in 1996. That's Hey Dougie, or Dougie. I want to make sure I cover both bases on what it's called. And then I got a Doctor Who Series 6 Part 2, as seen on BBC America. 2-disc set. Has a slew of bonus features. Was directed by Richard Sr., Richard Clark, Nick Huron, Steve Hughes, and Jeremy Webb. 274 minutes on the main feature. 16:9, of course. High definition. From 2011. This was back when Matt Smith was playing Doctor Who, so it's quite a while ago now, or getting to be quite a while ago. He's went on to do other things like movies and TV shows and different things. And this one was really all over every store I ever went to last wave. It's a Blu-ray plus digital copy of Hammer of the Gods. I'm going to say this at some point. I'm going to probably give this away in the subscriber contest that I do, just because I have so many of them. And in case other people out there on the channel haven't ever gotten this. It's a Blu-ray plus digital copy of Hammer of the Gods. And it comes complete with a Voodoo bonus code, I guess. Rated R. From 2013, approximately 99 minutes. Magnolia Titles release. A little bit of a special feature optioning on here as well. directed by Fair and Blackburn. So that pretty much rounds out everything I picked up. More or less, this was a lost box, if you will, or misplaced box, however you want to refer to it. Happens sometimes in these waves. You more or less get all wrapped up with buying so many movies. You start stacking stuff, throwing stuff over in corner. Not throwing it physically, but kind of just misplacing it. And that, happens. It's happened to me the last couple, 2 or 3 waves. But that's my video for this morning. I know a lot of it might have been like older stuff now at this point, because everybody's pretty much saw what was in the last wave. There was nothing that was new in here, really. Nothing special, but it is a lost box, as I say. And I don't know, I thought I'd show it. And I feel like I did actually complete the Dollar Tree in its entirety. But that's my video for this morning. Thank you for participating in my recent contest. There'll be many contests to come. I just wish I wouldn't have lost a couple of 2 or 3 subscribers along the way after the contest closed, because it's kind of a misfortune, because if you don't see my contest next time, you're going to miss out. But that's my haul video for this morning. Thank you for watching, and stay glued to the channel to see what's next at the Emporium. And everybody have a good Wednesday. I'm getting confused this week with what days it is, just because it's been a long week with the heat and humidity. But have a good Wednesday, and I'll see you again, guys. See you later. Bye.